You know, we were consistent. I thought we got started well. First series, I thought we played with great confidence. We were able to make them predictable by stopping the run, and I thought we executed the game plan. You know, and I thought we tackled good in space, and I thought we played with good energy.
Leading up to that game, you talked about Jake Brown's ability to change the plays at the line of scrimmage. Do you think that the way that you use your safeties, with guys in the box and bailing out, or with blitzing or whatever, that affected their ability to adjust on the fly?
I know it did. You know, it was. You know, I think that we were able to do some things that, you know, we're maturing a little bit. You know, we were at game 6. We had 2 weeks, let's be honest. I mean, we had a little bit more time. And we were able to evaluate, you know, our first 5 games and say, hey, you know, after losing Quran, where were we? How, you know, because when you get in the season, you're trying to think, you know, my whole thing is I want to get the best 11 on the field. And we came to the decision that we needed to play a few more guys in the D-line. It was nice having Daz back. You know, I think I told you we really missed him, you know, at Stanford. And I thought that Kobe Williams really, you know, comprehended what we wanted to get done. And I thought he really played well. You know, I think I said it when we started. It truly is a journey. I mean, you sit there and I've done this a long time. I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, we're going to be this right. You know, the thing, I say this again, I like these kids. They work. They don't pretend to be something they're not. They know that we're very inexperienced. And, you know, we don't have a guy back there that's ever been a starter. You know, and people say we got Chase Lucas. Chase Lucas had never played defense. And I used to tell you, Chase Lucas used to tell me, I'd be an unbelievable running back. You know, that's just what the secondary coach wants to hear from his starting corner. You know, I'll be a great running back. You know, but the work process of just, and you know what, for us, you know, for me in particular, saying, you know what, he can do this, he can't do that. And you know, so we're sort of learning each other. Just consistency. You know, Rennell is, we wanted to, Rennell's been playing 15 plays a game. He played 36 on Saturday. Just being consistent in practice, going good on good. I thought in camp, he showed flashes, and then he had a lull. I always kid him. I said, Rennell, I mean, he is. I think Todd calls him. What's the guy's name on the Green Mile? I think he passed away. There was a big guy, and he said, yeah, that's who he is. Look at his face. He never. You know, you could sit there and say, Rennell, great job. You got it going there. Okay, Rennell, you just won the lottery. But I will say this, and Coach Slater said it the last 2 weeks. He goes, he's practicing harder. And my big thing to him is we have to trust you to play you. And he's earned it. He's earned George too. You know, the games that they started, and you know, we just revolve from there, and hopefully we can keep that up. Yes, yes. Yes.
So you see Rennell becoming more consistent in these last couple of weeks just based on his effort in practice?
I don't think there's any doubt. You know, listen, it doesn't, you know, I said last week, I said the way we were practicing, I told one of the coaches on last Thursday, I said, you know, I said, listen, I've done this a long time, and I'm not a predictor, never have been. I said, but that was a clean practice. That was a focus, directive, physical, you know, no BS practice. And I always say, hey, they practice with a purpose. And I felt it, you know, and I felt it now. I felt the urgency. We've told them, we were in this after beating Oregon and going to Stanford. We were in this, went on the road, separate yourself, and we put ourselves back in that picture. And I think, obviously, I think it's a huge game for us.
Do you think AJ would be able to play on Saturday? And if not, what do you do just because he did so well here at Devil, Top 12, and he beat the
I was just in there. He's not ruled out, and he's played so well. We'll be smart. If he can play, we'll play him. If not, we won't. JJ, with the people we've had, Abe and those people, and then we've got a couple of packages that will play true 4D linemen. So we'll work off of that.
Billy, you were saying that you said part of this consideration of time of possession is how much the defense has played. How much did that help if he's aware of when your guys need?
I think it was tremendous. I mean, but as I tell them, part of how many plays we play, I used to say this at Baylor, is dictated by us. Let's get 3 and outs. I think we played 20 plays for, I think they only had 2 first downs the first half. If you can do that and you save yourself. And then I just thought offensively, we kept fighting and clawing. Those guys are talented. You saw them. They play fast. They're fearless in the secondary. They do some things. And I thought that last drive, that last 5 minutes was, absolutely one of those drives that if you handle it right, that you reflect back on, you say, you know what? That's when we sort of matured as a team. That we said, you know what? We can do this. And we're the type of team, I think we'll all say this. We're good enough to play with anybody, but we're really good when we play as a team. That's the way we win. It takes, I thought Sean, what they did on the block punt, he told me all week, he said, we're going to block a punt. He said, our freshman 6'8" guy's going to block a punt. He called it all week. And he said, we're going to block a punt. And I think that when you get those things going, you start getting a rhythm and an expectancy that's different than, than saying, I hope. And that's what we're looking forward to trying to do Saturday.
If they give you a 5 to 9 minute drive, if they hold the ball for 5 to 9 minutes, how big of a plus is that?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. What people don't understand, and I used to kid people, I said, when I was at Baylor, we called ourselves the Coke to go. We either scored or we were off, or we were 3 and out. And making adjustments, it gives you time to sit down with the board and say, all right, here, like on the reverse, when we screwed, hey, this is it, And they tried a sprint throwback off of it that we made an adjustment. I mean, just, it's huge to a defense.
Do you feel the Utah's offense is pretty similar to Washington?
I think that we're in a little bit of dilemma. Who's going to be the quarterback? They're a little bit different in what they do. And then how much would they do the quarterback run game with number one if he plays? But they're good. I mean, in this league every week, it's going to be a game. You better bring your A game to win. As I keep reflecting back to Stanford, you could take 2, maybe 3 plays out of that game, and you're victorious on both sides of the ball. You have to play a complete game.
I know you can't compare the passing game of Texas Tech and Stanford and vice versa, but if you look at the stats, and I don't know if maybe you looked at it already, the passing yards given up in non-conference play is 338. 3 Pac-12 games is actually 197. What in your mind has changed? Obviously, besides the fact you're facing Stanford and not Texas Tech.
Well, I think obviously playing Stanford, but you know what? Stanford last week threw for almost 300 yards. So anyway, I think that a couple of things. Just I think we're practicing, we're getting guys better. With other than Joey, we got guys, the same guys, and I think that we're maturing a little bit. I mean, we're getting a little bit of game experience and we're getting good game experience. We're seeing how. You know what? I know how this works now, and I also know how it doesn't work. I've been on both sides of it, and just you can't buy experience. Game experience is a learned thing, and like I said, I mean, you can sit in there and say, hey, we're going to have a flip. It's going to be a complete. It doesn't always work like that. It's a process. you know, we've got to get, you know, 3 and outs. You got to get off the field. You got to tackle. You know, the fundamentals of the game. You know, I remember the third play. You know, we missed a tackle right in the hole. You know, when Love made the long run. Yeah, you got to make those plays. And you've got to get your, you know, when you're on the road, you got to bring your own energy. You got to make your own energy. And believe it or not, I truly believe the defense brings that. You know, I believe that when an offense knows, you know, one of the things Vanny kept coming to me and D. Rich was coming to me, keep it up, we're going to score. You know, they did their job. You know, it was just one of those games that 13 happened to be enough. But it was a concentrated effort, and you have to do that when you go on the road. You got to bring your energy and your fundamentals. You've got to tackle, you got to cover, you got to rush, and you got to minimize your mistakes.
Coach, how do you put aside the emotions of Saturday's win, but at the same time use it as a push towards playing on the road?
Well, as I told somebody after the game, you know, you enjoy it, you're proud of it, and you move on. You know. You can't let the wins, you know, linger or the losses linger. You know, you don't want to let this game. You know, last week is over. You know, let's be honest. And really, Utah they don't care about what happened last week. They're frustrated. They had a game they probably should have won. So these are two teams that have a lot to prove. So it's a new day and it's a new everybody. You know, our focus. I can't worry about them. I worry about us. And I do, and answer your question, I'm not, you do try to take that and say, hey, you know what? This is what happened when you execute.
Sorry about that. Phil, Malik Lawal, he's been a good core special teams player. What does he have to do to earn the sub-package role or something else?
You know, he's got to produce more. He had so in camp, he practiced 7 days. In 2 days, he hasn't been reliable. You know, you need reliable guys. Now, he's a great kid. Had a great practice this week. You know, this could be his coming out. You know, he has done some, and you know, it's not all his fault either. I mean, you gotta have some luck to stay healthy. He's a great kid. He's worked hard, and this week has been very good for him.
Coach, what were you thinking when Washington missed those 2 field goals?
Excuse me?
What were you thinking about when Washington missed those 2 field goals?
You know, we knew going in that they had a problem with their field goal. And if you hold, I've said this many times, you hold a team to field goal attempts in the red zone, it's demoralizing. You know, it really is, and it was just a plus. And I tell you, both times, JoJo and Chase Lucas were unbelievable, you know, coming off the edge. I mean, we just finished practice today, and we had a 2-minute drill. Chase Lucas made the dangest block field goal for a touchdown I've ever seen. I mean, he's a natural at it. So that was, and I don't know if you remember it, but Stanford's last field goal, it was right off our hands. You know, Sean has got our kids. If you want to look at, you know, Todd and I laugh about this, but I believe this. You want to look at a defense that's got character. Watch how they block an extra point or a field goal. You know, a lot of them go through the motions. We don't. We work at it.
I know it's been a while since you guys have won on the road in conference. You've been around the game a while. Does that have the potential to become a mental overhaul in the locker room?
You know, I think if you don't address it, it does. You know, I thought, you know, when we went to Stanford, you know, playing on the road is tough. Winning's tough. We all know, but if you let it become a mental hurdle, it could. I think our kids are sort of resilient. I mean, I'm anxious to play this game, and I think they are too. I mean, it's sort of a prove it. You know, I want, and I think they see in this league that, you know what, if we bring our best every week, and just bring our best every week, and win the day. Win. We talked today. Today was Win Wednesday. You know, everybody, you know, win the day. So when we look at that tape in a minute, we're saying, okay, you know, this is what we've got. So it could be, but I hope not.